Today's Wednesday, May 12th, 2021, and it's about 5:50 a.m. Definitely going to keep the videos a little bit shorter. I do want more feedback from people and don't want it just to be a personal journal because I don't know how many times I'm going to actually go back and watch these and for what purpose, so I'm going to keep it to try to document mostly my trades. Context isn't that important, so we are breaking up above definitely above yesterday's range, and we have news today at 8:30 my time or 10:30 Eastern, so I definitely have some upside targets here. If we do fall back down, we have a ways to go back down to test, yesterday's overnight high and the upper side of value, and then we also may fall back into this range. So I'm starting to watch this area real close. We're starting to get some large volume put in here above, more volume here. So kind of a little bit in no man's land because I see this as a flip zone. This is a pretty major flip zone at the 66 round number. We have some weakness here to the left. Come down and take out all these lows. And even if there are big one-time frame buyers here, I would suspect we could take all this out, test down this flip to kind of soak up the liquidity for orders to go long, and then we do have these this previous point of control up here and some upside targets here. But I'm just kind of watching. I liked this here, this large volume here, and this was something definitely what I would call an area of interest, and didn't really get a good imbalance here. I was considering taking a long, but then we just never pulled back, and then we broke these lows, so not really much for me to do here. If this had kind of formed this imbalance a little closer to this area and this volume here, yes, it would have been an aggressive entry, but a short around 26. If I would have got this imbalance closer to here, come back in and then take a short with the potential to take out some of these lows and to target that 66 round number. Yeah. Something else I'm watching closely is that we do have this area, this little value area here, all this value here, and this previous supply, and noticing that this profile is real thin here, so this is a pretty significant flip, so something I'm going to be watching closely. I have an order here to long at 66.01 and maybe a little late on it. When we came back down and tested this volume, we held here, and then I would be looking for this to move higher to come back up and test and potentially break these highs here, or at least test the volume of the highs here. Have an order here at 89 long, and here we are down to this. We've tested down below these lows, the highest volume of the overnight session, and put in real large volume here again on this bar and an imbalance push up. If price gets back down here, will we hold? I don't know, but it seems there's a lot of buying interest here, and we've also came back and tested this demand zone here and pushed up hard out of this area, so I suspect I probably am not going to get a fill. But so I had an order here to buy 72, and this is definitely aggressive in counter context, but we low ticked the low here with these coming into this demand, and after this imbalance push up, I was hoping to get a little pullback to the upper side of this trouble here, and we just never looked back. So now here we are approaching the 66 again, so missed out on that one. But until I got that push up here, it really wasn't even a valid try, and then we have this real large volume here to the left. So until we break that on an imbalance higher, it's not valid, being that it's already an aggressive trade. So, and we'll keep watching. All right, I'm long here at 66.11, holding this structure in this range, hoping to take out these bar highs first of all, and then these bar highs, and then push above into the overnight high. And target for this is up. I mean, we could go all the way back to VPOC, but if I can get 20 on this, 2025, that would be great as well. We'll see what happens. We really need this to go here, kind of putting in this little back and forth trade, so the trade is definitely susceptible to a spike down. So I've de-risked a little bit below this previous bar low, this little swing low here, and I'm hoping to see this push here and get it going, but it's going back and forth, so holding this area, so we can definitely go either way. And there's that push down that I didn't want to see, so I reduced and I took a, I don't know, -3 or -4. Just was getting so heavy here, stuck in this area. Not a very good entry, honestly, and I want to capture the blow off and the push higher, but to get stuck and sitting in this back and forth trade is not ideal. But we'll watch it and see what happens. We're going to see what happens when we come back down and test this volume here, and this may hold at this 66, but my entry where it was, I don't really want that kind of drawdown, so that's the trade-off, I suppose. But we'll watch and see if we can push back above and try to get another entry. Alright, for a little update, I was trying to pay attention and listen to the live session with Kelly, so between then and now I've taken 3 additional losses and a 17-tick win. I've been trying to get on this long idea. I took a short for a break even at 853. That's right around here on this breakdown of here, and that was a little bit risky because we had this buying coming in here. So I managed that real tight when we came down and tested the volume on, that was after here. So testing into this volume, but I had seen that this tested this volume, so likely to see hopefully if we could come down and break that. After that, I was a little early on 843 and 845. That was before I switched short here, and that was trying to see if I could get a push to test back into the highs, and not really any good imbalances up. I don't really like either of these trades that I took. Kind of just trying to lean on volume again, a little bit on the structure here to hold this and move higher. And then I got the push up into the 56, hoping to try to get a larger move to break the highs, but since I was up almost 56 would have been 20, and I put my stop down below this volume here and it didn't hold, so I took 17 on it. And then I tried another long attempt. It looked like I thought we were going to at 916 coming back down to this area again, and we had these lows here, this structure supporting this, and then this push up higher, and then it just didn't work out. We did high tick this high here by a tick, and just came back and just kind of bounced around here forever. There was some large size at the 50 on the offer, and it kept coming in and flashing out. I thought that was kind of just some spoofing going on, but just couldn't break through that price. So, and then I got ripped out in a few seconds. So yeah, not going so well, but I think probably going to be done for the day. Volume's starting to lighten up, and we're just really stuck in this consolidation range. I thought we were gonna, my upside target was to get into that 75 number. Would have been target to hit into that, probably ahead of that, because I would have had a nice 20-30 tick win. I still think there's a chance that we'll get there. I'm getting tired of this chop and getting chopped up, so my loss size is also larger than normal, so trying to let my trades play out, but I'm just getting chopped up. So low side, we need to get down below this structure to hold, and then we could definitely see this space fill in, see the 66 round number to sit again, and then down to this 65, 81 would be a nice downside target. I'm going to watch the market for just a little bit longer and see how we reacted to this area. But this is a pretty key area, which is, you can see in this low volume node, this showing this value area above, and that kind of separates this previous value below. So how we test and how we treat this is going to be a key indicator of where we're likely to go. And also now coming down and testing into this volume, these lows here. So I'm not going to complain and not going to say I'm so close, but I'm not happy with how I traded today. And I find myself, and I think this is pretty common as well, identifying some of these good opportunities, especially in the pre-open. I had and I know Kelly took this trade, this short here, it's holding this structure and the short down here into this kind of in this previous demand area, and I passed on that. And a couple other trades. This long here I identified, yes, it was slightly aggressive, but context it had a lot supporting it. Missed an entry there. So what happens is I find myself missing out on these good setups, and then I make a sacrifice on, because I felt like I missed out, then I take these crap trades later on. And I'm trying to force trades that are suboptimal and aren't really supported by either good context or good setups, and that shows. That's pretty obvious in some of my long trades, because yes, the context was right for getting into coming up and testing the upper side of the value here. However, I was kind of preempting the trade and forcing it before I had confirmation of what was likely to happen, and the results were not good. So today I can tell too, when I'm taking these 90, 80, these are pretty much full losses, and the time in trade is also very short. 1 minute, a couple minutes here, and then this one was less than 5 minutes, which isn't real short. But so I'm gonna watch for a little bit, but likely I'm trying to keep them much shorter on Kelly's advice as well too, so that people can get through them. That people don't want to watch a 40-minute video, I understand. So real quick, I want to see how I mentioned this value area. It seems like we're coming down to be in here. The problem for the long trade here is being below all of this structure here, so trading right directly into this trouble. The short, I want to see how we would test this back up into this area, into this trouble, and see if we can roll back down, and then it might be something I would look at to a short. This has been tested, so we do have a lot of space to supporting a valid, nice target on a short entry. Took the short, and this trouble did not hold, and as we pushed back up into value above, the trouble that I was expecting to hold here did not hold at all, and I got ripped out for a large 13 tick loss. And now it looks like the short that I was talking about is valid, likely to come back and test the 66 at least, and possibly down lower. So just can't get it together today. I gotta probably call it a day. I'm down with that last loss, I'm down 26 ticks, and that's 5 losses. So 5 losses, 1 win. So not a very good day.